Major funding for Hitting the Road is provided by Overstock.com.
Overstock.com has launched pet adoptions.
Every year, 8 million animals are placed into adoption centers across the United States.
Our pet adoptions bring homeless animals all together in one place,
allowing you to search using the technology that powers Overstock.com.
Additional funding provided by General Atomic Sciences Education Foundation, the Calm Foundation, Delta Solutions and Strategies, Gray Line of Colorado, Northrop Grumman, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
When I think about the gravity of our everyday lives and the sheer magnitude of our world, I wonder, do we ever stop to think about how do things really work? I'm Donna Vesey, your adventurista. Stay tuned, because today we're hitting the road to explore those unseen forces that are at work in our universe.
I'm hitting the road again. Got adventure crawling under my skin. Going places that I've never been. I'm hitting the road. I'm hitting the road again. Gonna take along all of my friends. Living life like it's just no end. I'm hitting the road. Feeling better since I don't know when. I'm hitting the road.
I read recently that you can't escape physics. That sounds nice, but what does that mean? A quick internet search will tell you that physics is the study of matter as it travels through space and time. So does it only apply when I'm moving? How about with things you can't see? And can you escape physics? I wanted to know, so I decided to hit the road and find out. So first things first, I had to get in touch with some people who could answer these questions. So I called a few experts and set up a time to meet with them the following morning.
Good morning, Donna. My name is Vincent, and today I'm going to be your personal physics guide.
Okay.
So let's start with this shirt. You see how the shirt is black, and you see how it's sunny outside? All that electromagnetic energy coming from the sun is going to be absorbed by this color, heating you up. So let's go with a lighter colored shirt. That way, all the energy from the sun will be reflected by these colors so that you can stay cooler longer.
Okay.
See you at breakfast.
This might be trickier than I thought.
Welcome to this little box of physics, Donna. When you hit start on the microwave, that little humming noise you hear is the sound of electromagnetic energy that's going to target your blueberry muffin, causing all the water molecules inside to vigorously vibrate so you can quickly warm up your meal.
Who is this guy? Anyway, my first stop was to meet Dave Centane and Dr. Anatoly Glashenko.
So what is physics, Dave?
First of all, physics is simply how the world works.
If physicists answer you this question, they would say that physics is a science about matter and energy. But I would say that physics is the science to study nature, everything in nature.
You kind of go through life as an observer. You see what's going on around you, but you may not understand the whys and wherefores of it.
Well, then name a couple of examples of physics that I use in my everyday life that I don't know about.
Okay, today we are drinking coffee with you, right?
Right.
Yes. And everyone likes the coffee to be hot, to stay hot as long as possible. So the question is, when to put sugar in your coffee? Right from the very beginning or maybe later, so the coffee stays hot longer, right? Mm-hmm. So look, so when we're putting some certain amount of sugar, coffee gets cooler. Right? But the key point is that the rate of cooling down is proportional to the difference of the temperature between coffee and outside. So we would like to cool our coffee with sugar first, then it will be cooling down slower. So everyone needs to put sugar in coffee first, and then...
Well, then I've been doing physics correctly.
That's exactly
every
right.
Morning of
because
my
that's
life.
what we did, right? I noticed it how you did this morning, because I did like this, and I noticed you did exactly the same.
If you understand physics, which to me gives you the whys behind how the world works, then by definition, I would offer that as individuals, we're going to perform that much better in the world.
Any device which you have in your house actually was discovered or made because of physics is behind it, right? For example, microwave oven, right? You are using physics every day. Right?
And so we really cannot live without physics in our
That's
everyday
exactly
life.
right.
Anatoly got me thinking, if physics is so important, why didn't I learn about it in school? And if I didn't learn about it in school, are kids today learning about it? So I decided to look it up and find out for myself.
Don't even think about it, Donna. This whole machine is run by physics. All the information on this computer is held in the magnetic field, and the entire screen is controlled by little gatekeepers of light called liquid crystals that answer only to the electric field.
What a weird feeling. Right now, I don't exist. I'm simply a bunch of pixels of light and mechanical sound waves that you interpret as me. I'm not in your phone. Physics has only tricked you to believe I'm in your phone.
What I found out was not everyone has the opportunity to learn and understand the laws of physics. In many school systems, physics isn't even offered until your junior or senior year in high school. I wanted to learn more from an expert in the field, so I met up with Dr. Edward Osborne.
How do you feel about physics in the school system today? Are we starting kids early enough?
We are definitely not starting studies of physics early enough in the school programs.
Without getting physics into more and more schools across the United States, are we going to have enough physicists and engineers and tradesmen for the future?
We may barely, but it's going to be a struggle because we're only enrolling a very small percentage of our students in engineering and science programs in college. And without a strong background, many of them are dropping out. And so the graduation rate in science and engineering is pretty low.
In a future without scientists and engineers, where are new technologies going to come from? New innovations? What does that future look like?
So what can we do in this country to change the mindset about physics early in schools?
It's a sales pitch. You have to talk to the school districts. We have to get publicity out about how effective and really how easy it is to implement.
Luckily, that's changing. Now there's an organization working diligently to bring physics into middle schools. And actually, you've already met one of the key players working to make a difference.
So what are you doing to get physics in the schools?
Getting physics into schools is through essentially 3 doors.
Okay.
We work obviously with educators, superintendents, school boards, principals, etc. We also work with economic development entities and communities and businesses who clearly see that taking control of your own destiny and organically growing your talent pool and walking them right in the front door of your business is the shortest distance between point A and point B, and I think that's physics in and of itself. Communities are taking ownership, and we have whole regions of states and communities that are embracing this opportunity and are looking ahead just 5 to 6 to 7 years and are looking right at their future workforce, both as interns, scholarshiping them for specific degrees or skills, and then walking them right into the organization.
This sounds great, but is it actually working?
How's it being received by the kids?
It's outrageously successful. It has no bad connotation. There are no filters. It's gender neutral. It's demonstration based. It's inquiry based. It's a team sport for the children. So if 2 children at a table come up with a different answer, they'll reconcile it.
One of the key things is, in my mind, is that a lot of junior high, middle school students start losing interest. They've been studying math, they study a lot of things, but they really don't know what I'm going to do with it. Is it practical? What does it mean?
Donna, just think of the possibilities of that being the first application of math, English skills, being able to read a paragraph and understand what that paragraph's asking of you, maybe be able to test your hypotheses using your elementary school math. So it's just not, hey, that's my opinion. No, it's beyond that. I can actually apply math to this and prove what I said is correct. And so all of a sudden, without even knowing it, the intellectual curiosity of these children is being kindled.
Getting into physics early in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades can help them answer their why questions. You know, they always want to know why. Why is this true? Why has this happened? Why can that? And physics can begin to answer those questions. And it can help them understand the importance of mathematics they've been studying, because that's the language of physics.
I don't particularly care if they become an engineer or a scientist. They may be the world's best piccolo player. But by golly, if they understand light waves and sound waves, etc., no matter their occupation, they're going to be just that much better. And there are a whole lot of children that are beneficiaries of that journey today. Children that are loading AP courses in high school now, that used to lay fallow, that they wouldn't touch, they're now in advanced placement courses. And children that are making vastly different choices about what they're going to do with their life. You can't buy that.
It's true, and what Dave is saying is that studying physics can be the gateway children need to develop critical thinking skills.
It quickly moves beyond the child, it moves to the community, it moves to citizenship, and it moves to making brilliant choices about what you can do with your life.
Just think of how much better the world would be if we understood how everything around us worked.
How is physics going to help the kids for the future for these jobs?
Physics is going to be a catalyst for providing them the critical thinking skills, the ability to deal in ambiguous environments, and to be able to take time out and internalize what's happening and making informed decisions about moving forward in a world that today we don't even understand. I was in an 8th grade physics class about a month ago where they were talking about potential and kinetic energy. And one child said, well, Mrs. Smith, what if we did this? So all of a sudden the what if questions are entering the conversation. And you know what, Donna? Those are the critical thinking skills we're looking for. Individual discovery, individual inquiry, individual problem solving is essential for the ability to navigate an ever increasingly complex world. Let's not lose that in the equation.
If we want this kind of future, we need kids who are prepared to go out into the world and meet these problems head on.
You know what's fun about this for me?
What?
And for our team is we can see a palpable change in the DNA of the children coming out of our school systems today.
Really?
And what's going to, you can see it in their test scores, you can see it advancing on personal growth scales that all schools use. And you know what? In not too many years, we're going to see it in the type of jobs they're holding and in the richness and fullness of lives that they're enjoying. It's right in our face. Enjoy the ride.
Thought you could take a quick drive to get away from the laws of physics, huh? Donna, how do you think this car works? By magic bunny bubbles? Right now, chemical potential energy is being converted into thermal energy, and that energy is immediately being converted into kinetic energy, which is ultimately responsible for the motion of the car.
So now that we have an understanding of how physics plays a part in our everyday life, let's look towards the future. What role will physics play? To learn more, I spoke with innovator and author Phil McKinney.
In our industry and all industries, physics plays a critical role. We look at it as basically being the fundamental building blocks that we build products and technologies on top of. Innovations and new products rarely are built on just one piece of technology. It's that ability to bring them all together. So in case of things like broadband services or computer technology or networking, those are all made up of elements of technologies that we bring together, and the underlying foundation of that is physics. Physics plays a critical role in the future of technologies from the standpoint of things like nanos. Nanotechnology plays at that microscopic level of the physics, and we're seeing things such as new machines, new kinds of electronics, new kinds of memory. In fact, there's a new kind of memory technology that's coming out that we'll see probably over the next 5 to 10 years that will put in a massive amount of storage in that cell phone that you've got in your pocket, to where you can carry every piece of video, every piece of audio, every piece of textual content invented by man up through and including today can be stored in the device in your pocket.
Right on my phone.
Right on your phone. One technology that we're interested in and very excited about that's actually probably even a little bit near term, you're seeing it today, is in the virtual reality space, or what we call 360 content. The ability to put goggles on, look around, and see in a full 360 space. We've been doing a bunch of research here. We produce our own 360 content here as part of testing to see what that consumer reaction will be to those technologies. What we're asking now is, how does it change the storytelling? So if you think of the long form, full-length, 2-hour movie, how would you shoot the movie differently if you were going to shoot it with 360 content? Meaning I could literally be facing any direction, not always facing the direction of the action. How does that change the storytelling process? So we're actually working with Hollywood studios, directors. We're actually shooting some short films ourselves to experiment. So it isn't always about the technology. You have to think about the entire ecosystem. Everybody that has a play in making a technology successful, it's not just the goggles. You need the content. And what is that content of the future going to look like?
What are some of the other products for the future that we're going to see in the marketplace in the next 5 to 10 years?
I've been working in flexible display technology for over 10 years, and this is microscopic, almost like wallpaper kinds of technologies that you literally can turn every flat surface into a display. So you can turn your entire living room into one big massive display, full color. You can change the artwork, you can change the color at the flick of a switch. Think about that from the standpoint of being able to watch your videos or mount photographs, or just from the standpoint of just changing the aesthetics of the house that you live in. These technologies have been working on for quite some time, but they require a lot of other technologies to come together, such as microelectronics, semiconductor technologies, nanotechnologies, thin film technologies. All of these pieces have to come together to make these kinds of future technologies work, and that's why we look at these kinds of things and look at them along a timeline to predict when they go commercial.
Do you have scientists with you here working at your company?
As a research lab, almost 3/4 of our staff are scientists of some form. They have some form of a deep technical background, including PhDs, master's degrees, all the way through lab technicians. All of that technical expertise and the variety of background, which is what we find is the most critical for our success, is having a diversity of expertise. Everybody from, we have PhD in geology to PhD in mathematics, physics, software engineering, computer electronics, cybersecurity. It's that diversity of science that we bring together that allows us to solve the problems we need to solve.
After hearing about virtual reality headsets, I knew I had to track someone down who had one and who wouldn't mind letting me try it out for myself.
Tell me what interests you about the virtual reality headset.
So what I'm really interested in is to find out, number one, how does it work?
So basically how a virtual reality headset works is it provides stereoscopic vision to your eyes. You have 2 fields of vision, and that's what creates the 3D image that you're seeing. It's able to track your head movement, and that's what provides you that 360-degree 3D image that you're experiencing, the presence when you're inside the virtual reality headset.
So you can turn your head anyway?
Yeah, so you can look up, down, behind you. You can get the full experience of where you are.
Are they just for games?
People are trying to find other ways that you can use it for research, building test environments that can be used for anything from military defense all the way to basically training.
Where do you see this going in the future?
So if there's an experience that say is out of reach, or maybe it's too dangerous to actually go into it, you can provide that experience.
Then this is a real teaching tool, not just for entertainment. We can teach you to fly a helicopter or an airplane.
And that's really exciting. This is one of the developments that's coming with the virtual reality headsets.
So I've interviewed a lot of physicists about physics of the future. Tell me, how does this relate to the physics of the future?
Okay, so actually this is probably a lot more relatable for you than you know. So you have a smartphone, I'm assuming, right?
I do.
So it probably has a gyroscope in it if you're able to do any games on it where you have to tilt your phone around, correct?
Okay.
Right, so that's the same technology that's inside of the virtual reality headset. It also has an accelerometer that basically tracks how fast you're going. Gyroscope tracks the tilt, accelerometer tracks the speed. And so that's how the computer is able to communicate with the headset and know how fast you're moving your head so that it can give you the correct image for the environment that you're looking at. So I'm really excited that you came down here so that you could experience the virtual reality headset yourself. And there's a particular demonstration that I'm really looking forward to you trying out, and that's the roller coaster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've ridden a real one before, but this is going to be super cool because now you get to ride one in a library, and nobody else has done that you know, right?
Nobody has that I know of.
Okay, cool.
So am I going to feel it physically?
Yeah, so you're actually going to be able to look all around you like I just said. So are you ready?
I'm ready. That sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. And you're gonna slip these on over your head. And how does that feel? Is it a little loose?
It's a little loose, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just adjust it a little bit. And on the sides, it looks like the top is good. How does that feel?
That feels pretty good.
Are you seeing all right?
I am.
So it's clear?
Yeah.
Not blurry? Okay, cool. And are you seeing one image or two?
Okay, now I'm seeing the roller coaster.
Okay, cool.
Oh my goodness.
So feel free to take a look around.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing a big castle.
You can look behind you. That's where you were.
All right, this feels like a real roller coaster. I mean, I can feel my stomach inside me getting ready to jump when we get to the top of this jump. So you're seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes. All right,
so we're getting ready to go down over the... we're going right straight down over the moat. Oh my gosh. I think this roller coaster experience is a blast, and I'm ready for somebody else here to come and try it and have this feeling. So,
are you ready?
I'm ready.
All righty. Okay, I'll help you out of it.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
How's it feel to be back?
It feels really good. You have to try this. My virtual reality experience was amazing. I can't wait to see where the future of this technology, with the help of physics, is going to take us. The end of the day, and with it I find myself thinking back on physics and how it's a part of everything we do. Whether at work or at play, or just chillaxing in front of the fireplace, physics is at work in our lives.
So do you know why the sunset is this color, Donna? Well, it's because the light has to travel through more atmosphere. And as it does that, colors like blue and green get scattered out, leaving colors like orange and yellow and red left.
Yeah, but it's so pretty.
Yes, it is.
And can you escape physics? Not a chance.
I'm hitting the road again. Got adventure crawling under my skin. Going places that I've never been. I'm hitting the road. I'm hitting the road again. Gonna take along all of my friends. Living life like there's just no end. I'm hitting the road. Feeling better since I don't know when. I'm hitting the road.
Major funding for Hitting the Road is provided by Overstock.com.
Overstock.com has launched pet adoptions.
Every year, 8 million animals are placed into adoption centers across the United States.
Our pet adoptions bring homeless animals all together in one place,
allowing you to search using the technology that powers Overstock.com.
Additional funding provided by General Atomic Sciences Education Foundation, the Calm Foundation, Delta Solutions and Strategies, Gray Line of Colorado, Northrop Grumman, and by viewers like you. Thank you.